Hi everyone. Welcome to day 12 of our 100-day speaking challenge here at Fluent with Mari. If you're listening to this, you're not only reflecting on a meaningful life topic, you're also improving your English. The more you listen to real, natural conversations like this, the more your vocabulary, listening skills, and fluency grow. So thank you for being here. Today, I want to talk about something I think we all struggle with at some point: letting go of control. We live in a world that constantly tells us to plan everything: our careers, our relationships, our future. And while there's value in preparation and structure, life often reminds us that we can't control everything. Not other people, not every outcome, not even our own emotions all the time. There was a point in my life when I thought being in control meant being safe. If I could predict and manage every detail, I wouldn't get hurt. I wouldn't fail. But what I learned, often the hard way, is that control is an illusion. Life is unpredictable by nature, and the more we try to hold on tightly, the more we suffer. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting that even if things don't go our way, we can handle it. That even when plans fall apart, something else, sometimes something better, might fall into place. Letting go is also about acceptance. Accepting the present moment, accepting that people change, and that we change too. It's hard. It requires humility, patience, and courage. But it also brings peace. When we loosen our grip, we create space for growth, for healing, and for things we never imagined. So today, if you're holding on too tightly to something, a plan, a person, an expectation, maybe try letting go. Just a little. See how it feels. Because sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is surrender. Thank you for listening and for practicing your English with me today. See you on day 13. Let's now move to a speaking practice section of this lesson. But before we begin, I have a quick announcement. Ivy recently launched a course that will take your spoken English from the intermediate level to the advanced level. You can check out the details below. In this course, I'll teach you advanced grammar rules, the kind of stuff that you don't learn in an English class. I'll also teach you about advanced pronunciation rules that native speakers don't even know. Okay, so let's talk about letting go of control. My question for you is, have you ever tried to let go of something but couldn't? What was that thing? How did you feel when you tried to let go? When I was younger, I used to be very much in control mode. I used to think that I had to control everything. For example, I wanted to control how other people behave around me. I wanted to control what happens in my life. I even wanted to control my own feelings and emotions. Back then, I felt that if I could control everything around me, I would be safe and happy. For example, I remember one situation from many years ago when I was dating someone who I thought was amazing. He was funny, handsome, intelligent, everything I wanted in a partner. But after a few months, I started to notice some red flags. He was emotionally distant, controlling, and dismissive of my feelings. Despite this, I tried to convince myself that he was the right guy for me and that I could fix him. I made excuses for his behavior and ignored the warning signs. But eventually, the relationship became too toxic for me to handle, and I had to let go. The process of letting go was incredibly painful. I felt heartbroken, lost, and unsure of what to do next. But as time went on, I began to heal and realized that letting go was the best decision I could have made. Now, looking back, I can see that staying in that toxic relationship would have only caused me more pain and suffering, and by letting go, I opened myself up to new possibilities and opportunities that I had never imagined. But it wasn't easy. Letting go of something that we've been holding on to tightly takes time, effort, and a lot of courage. It requires us to face our fears, insecurities, and past traumas that may be holding us back. It also means accepting the reality of the situation and acknowledging that we cannot control everything. Sometimes we have to learn to accept the things we cannot change and focus on the things we can. That's why I believe that letting go is such an important part of living a meaningful life. When we let go of our need for control, we free ourselves from the suffering that comes with it. We open ourselves up to the beauty and uncertainty of life and trust that we can handle whatever comes our way. Now, I want to hear from you. Can you think of a time when you had to let go of something or someone? What was that experience like for you? It's important to acknowledge that letting go is a highly personal and individual process. There's no right or wrong way to do it, and it doesn't mean that you're giving up or settling for less. Instead, it's about accepting the reality of the situation and making a conscious choice to move forward. For example, you may have to let go of a toxic relationship with a friend or family member. This can be difficult, especially if the relationship has been a significant part of your life for a long time. However, by letting go, you're not only protecting yourself from further harm, but you're also opening yourself up to forming new, healthier relationships with people who treat you with respect and kindness. Another situation where letting go can be beneficial is when you're holding onto a grudge or a negative emotion towards someone who has wronged you. In this case, forgiveness is a form of letting go that can help you move forward and break the cycle of anger and resentment. By forgiving, you're not condoning the person's behavior, but rather choosing to release the negative feelings that are holding you back. Of course, letting go is easier said than done. It takes time, effort, and often professional help to process and overcome the trauma or negative experiences that are causing you to hold on tightly to certain things. But the benefits of doing so are immeasurable. By letting go of the need for control, you'll find that you are able to embrace the beauty and uncertainty of life with a sense of peace and tranquility that you've never experienced before. I hope this conversation was helpful for you and gave you some insight on how to let go of things in your own life. Remember that you are not alone in this journey, and there are resources available to help you every step of the way. Thank you for practicing your English with me today. See you tomorrow.